You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
Dun, 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 dun. Living in America.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Dave?
I'm very well. I'm just, I've just stopped doing a handstand, actually. It was, yeah. Why? Don't ask me. Don't ask me why.
Well, I'm excited today because Jonathan Darling is back with me today on The Heartbeat with Christine Saunders. And this is a very, very short notice for Jonathan to come on with me today. He was going to co-host with me interviewing a country music artist who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today. So Jonathan and I are just going to have fun today. And Dave, I hope you'll participate too, because you know Jonathan.
You want me involved?
Well, I don't. Of course.
I'll show my face.
Yeah.
I'll show my face every now and again. Morning, Jonathan.
All right.
How are you?
Good morning, Dave. How are you? Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Jonathan. Where are you today? Jonathan jet sets all over. Where are you today?
Today, I am in Louisville, Kentucky.
Ooh, the South. Fantastic.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So this show is going to be a little crazy. We kind of have a little plan. We kind of don't have a little plan. But I have a couple of little announcements before we get completely rolling today. For everyone who listened last week, and Clint Park was on, fantastic. He didn't have any of his music streaming. Since then, he has now got his music streaming on all the major places you can stream music: Spotify, iTunes, Google. So please go out and take a listen. Go to iTunes, buy his record. Fantastic. He's out on tour, doing fantastic work. So I just wanted to put that out there because he's out there now for you to listen to, whereas last week he didn't really have it set. So it's good to go today. So I don't know that everyone needs an intro to you, Jonathan, but can you tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. Yeah. So, Jonathan Darling here. I guess you could say I am a speaker. I am a leadership coach, and I work in kind of the realm of trying to help people become better and improve their leadership. But not only that, I've really become passionate lately about helping people learn how to overcome their fears and their doubts to live the life and chase after the dreams that they want and that they have in their heart. So that's really kind of been a passion of mine lately, because really that's over the last 2 years, that's what I've been learning to do myself. And so I've been trying to help other people learn how to do that as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I think we kind of chatted a little bit yesterday before today, and we're going to dive into a little bit of things about doubt and change. And, I think what's really sort of cool, and I was thinking about this as I was thinking about what we were going to talk about today, and change is sometimes scary for people. And just yesterday, I was in a tiny bit of a panic, and I messaged Dave and I said, hey, I'm not sure my guest is going to come on, and I'm kind of panicking. And he's like, don't stress, Saunders. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Don't worry about it. Things are supposed to happen the way they're supposed to happen. But sometimes that freezes people. Like, it could freeze you, and you could just not have anywhere to go. And I feel like if change is just adapting and overcoming, and one of the things that you adapt and overcome is doubt. So
100%.
Yeah.
And it's also, Chris, I had this told to me the other day, is that when certain things happen in our life, like when change happens, we are the ones who assign the emotion to how we feel about that situation. Yep. And a lot of times anxiety or fear is this emotion that we assign to something that has not yet happened and that might not ever happen. And I think it was Robert Frost that said, I've traveled down the road and I've seen fear, and I'm going to butcher it, but I've seen fear coming towards me, and little have I ever crossed its path.
Yeah, it is. It's the meaning.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's absolutely it.
We assign this, oh man, this change is scary. We've got this anxiety, and we're the ones who tell ourselves how we should feel about that potential change. And a lot of times it's a negative emotion that we assign to it, where I think it's even you that's told me when I've been nervous about going to give a talk at university or wherever, that you've said, Jonathan, you're not nervous. Don't assign that negative emotion and energy to it. You're anxious. You're excited. It's the same feelings. It's just we describe them differently. And so I think change, sometimes we can just assign a different emotion to it instead of allowing it to be one of negativity.
Right. Absolutely. I just the other day was thinking about this change, and in the US it's graduation time. And so there's like all these big life changes that are happening for people, not only for young people who are graduating, but for parents who are seeing their children graduate. That's a huge life milestone and it gets me to think about all the life milestones in your life, graduation, college graduation, marriages, families, babies, and then retirement and all those things come to mind. And it's like this cycle of life changes that some people adapt and overcome very well and embrace, and others don't. And I think it's that very reason that you just spoke about, putting a meaning to it, that gets people in that right space. So yeah, I want to dive into that a little bit more when we come back after our first song. And if anyone has any questions they want to ask, please email us. We are open to whatever today. Like I said, this is a short notice conversation that we're having, but Jonathan and I can talk forever. So
yes, we can.
We're excited today to be here together. Jonathan is my brother of chosen. So I'm super excited to be here. But we'll be right back after KC Sunshine Band. Give it up.
You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
Dave, I just love that you play such an eclectic mix of music on the All Day Special.
Well, it's these songs are all on a record, you see. And it's one big record that I put on, and I have to lift off and put the needle back on again as quickly as I possibly can. Nobody knows that. They don't understand the nightmare I go through. Everybody thinks this is digitalised. Utter rubbish. I've got a donkey
Oh my gosh, I'm envisioning this giant, house-size record player.
Oh yeah, I've got a donkey walking around with a rope round its neck, going round in circles, steering the turntable. We haven't got running water and gas here yet on the west coast of France. I'm telling you, there's penny farthings going past here with people riding them still. We're that far back in time here.
Speaking of that, somebody mentioned a comment, and you said that on Facebook because you went for a run yesterday, Dave. How was it?
Oh, it was great. Well, the thing was, I did that many moons ago. I was training for the London Marathon, and I was. You have to do 6 miles a night and then a 20-mile run on a Saturday. You see. And but me being clever, such a clever idiot sometimes, what I did was I did the first week 6 miles a night, not a problem. Got to the Saturday, set off. Walked out the door. I didn't start running in the house. Obviously, I went out the door, closed the door. See you later. Started running. 20 miles later, I thought, hold on a minute, I'm supposed to turn back after 10, not 20. So I'd so I'd run 20 miles away from the house and I had to run 20 back. So I'd done 40 miles on the Saturday. Sunday morning, my God, I felt like a dachshund. I felt like my legs had been cut off. It was ridiculous. Felt horrendous. I couldn't feel my legs from my knee down. I couldn't feel them.
Oh my gosh. Jonathan just ran an ungodly amount of miles too. That was insane. And you had a hip issue, didn't you?
So I ran and finished my first ultra marathon, and about 24 miles in, my feet just fell apart, and I could barely walk. And so the last 9 miles of the race took me about almost 4 hours because I had to walk and limp. But there was I would have crawled to the finish if I would have had to.
Well done,
but yeah,
it
was miserable.
Well done. If you say 9 miles, though, to other people, when you say the last 9 miles, people think, my God, 9 miles? What? How could it be the last?
Right.
9 miles is further than they've ever gone in a car. Never mind, walked it or run it.
Right? That was one of the things that when I first started having conversations with Jeff Jackson, JJ, he wanted me to be an ambassador athlete. And I was like, well, do I have to run an ungodly amount of miles? Wait, do I have to run at all? Because I'm not a runner. But yeah, so he said no, but I'm still not an ambassador athlete. But anyway, we digress. Like I said, this show is just going to be a little crazy.
I think the lads should get you out on there. I think you should be doing a tour with an expat radio vest on, doing, mini marathons or something like that.
That's Jonathan.
A great idea, Dave.
Don't say no, because...
great idea.
Yeah, don't say no now, because now you're in it, Gil. Now you're coloured.
I could be the cheerleader.
No, don't back out now. I mean, there was a point where many moons ago you couldn't run a bath, could you? But now
right.
You can run up a bill. But the next thing moving forward from that is charity work and everything else that comes with it. So get with it, Gil. You can run all day long.
I can run. I could ride a bike. I could do we could do team triathlons. I can be the bike person. I'm a biker.
I've done a triathlon. Have you ever done a triathlon, Jonathan?
No, it's something on my bucket list that I want to do. I just started running like a year ago. So this was a whole new adventure to me. And most people, Dave, start out when they race, most people start out running like a 5K or a 10K first. I said I wasn't going to do that because I'm like you. I'm really intelligent. I'm an intelligent idiot.
Exactly.
And I was like, I'll just skip all of those things and I'll go straight to a 50K being my first ever race.
With a defibrillator at your side.
100% and an oxygen mask.
When I did a mini triathlon, it was a mile swim, 6 mile bike ride, and a 6 mile run and a 12-mile bike ride. So, but we did it as a team, right? There was me and two other guys. We're all ex-footballers or soccer players, ex-professionals. So we did it for Woodlands. It was it was a hotel in Knutsford. I can't remember the name. I think it was called Woodlands. But anyway, we did it for their charity. So anyway, we set off. And we did the mile swim. We'd done the mile swim. Then we came back, and I've set off on the run. So I'm doing the run, and it was in the Lake District in the north of England. Stunning place to go and do this, but it was very hilly. It was up and down. It was like running on a roller coaster. So anyway, I'm overtaking people, going because I'm a good runner. I mean, not brilliant, but I'm a good runner. But anyway, I'm overtaking people, and people are waving at me, saying, "Go on, well done!" And there was a big crowd and everything. And all of a sudden, I'm running, and then I looked and I thought, "There's no bugger here. There was no crowd or anything." And I've got to the top of this. I've run up the top of this hill and down the other side. And I'm on the other side. I'm in these shops. I'm in amongst shoppers, people walking around doing the shopping. and I've got this vest on with the number on, and I look like Forrest Gump gone wrong. And I thought, what on earth? Where am I? So I looked round, and I realised that I took the wrong turning at the top of this roundabout, and I've gone down this road, down into this shopping area, into this village, and I'm completely miles away from everyone else that is still running. So I had to run back up this hill, got to the top, started running faster again, going downhill, started overtaking people that had already gone past. They're doing a double take at me, thinking, where the hell's he been?
Brilliant runner, poor direction.
Oh, frightening! And then eventually, I did that, and then the other guy, we all went off on the bike ride. One of the other lads, he went off on the bike ride. His gears got stuck in fifth gear, so he had to go uphill in fifth gear. He couldn't go uphill properly in fifth gear, so he had to jump off and push it. So he's pushing, running this bike. So we finished the thing. I mean, it was a complete catastrophe, We hadn't even trained for it and anything. And we got into the hotel, and you have to go in and sign in to say you've done it and everything. And the official people are all sat there. Hello, yes, how did you do there? Have you finished? Yes, here's your time. And the guy passes the time. There you go, you're currently in fourth position. I went, fourth? You're having a laugh.
Wow.
After everything that had gone wrong, we finished in fourth position out of all these teams. There was about 60-odd teams that had entered it.
That's incredible.
And, God. We said if we'd actually trained and nothing had gone wrong, we could have won the bloody thing.
There you go. But that's a prime example of, the change, adapting and overcoming. You guys, you could have been well, I'm not going to go back and race. I'm just going to shop. And the guy's like, I'm just going to, give up and throw my bike to the side. But he didn't. So, yeah, it's a perfect story for our topic of conversation this morning. But, yeah. So Jonathan's run, Dave's run.
Yeah.
I have not run.
Now,
I did.
You're next,
I did.
Chris. You're next.
I ran in the Little Muddy Princess thing a year ago, and I'm running in the Tough Mudder this year. So I'm semi-runner.
Was that
I'm
a year ago, when you did that?
What's that?
Was that a year ago? Because that image of you being covered in mud in a T-shirt hasn't left my memory. That's never a year ago, that. I'm like, I go to sleep with that in my head.
Yeah, it was August, so it's not quite a year, but it was August. So, yeah, we're going to do the Tough Mudder this year. It's a little crazy. But, yeah,
well,
we should...
You know, Chris, since we're on the radio, I would like to... Did you know that I'm the ambassador athlete director for Depression to Extinction?
I do know that.
Yeah, well, then how about I would like to extend to you right here on live radio an offer to become an ambassador athlete officially for D2E.
I would absolutely love that if you don't make me run 50 miles.
You don't have to run 50 miles. Just
49.
Just wear our T-shirt. Just wear our T-shirt when you do the Tough Mudder.
Okay, I'll do that.
Boom, you're in.
And you're not allowed to get it dirty. You're not allowed to get it dirty. It's got to come back clean.
Yes,
oh.
Yeah, no dirt on it whatsoever.
Oh, well, I might need a couple.
Well, yeah, that's the idea. You have to take one off and put another one back on, and you're not allowed to wear anything underneath it.
Do I need to let you two have a moment here?
No. But what I'm saying, hey, who's that? Wouldn't that be a quality? Just think about the amount of women that you could get on board with this now, Jonathan. You could say you've got to finish with a clean T-shirt on. You've got to be an ambassador to do it. And every time they splash mud on these T-shirts, they have to take it off and put another one on. You could be at the side and taking photographs all the way through this, whatever the event is.
We would definitely get a lot of attention, Dave.
Attention? My God, you'd be having crowds fit. You'd be like Super Bowl. It'd be like, Jesus, get over there quick. Get a camera.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what a charity event that'll be.
Yes, that will be an amazing charity event.
Twin Peaks running marathon, whatever it's called. But I think that's what we should do. Turn up with about 200 T-shirts, and then as soon as it gets splashed, got to get off.
It's a great idea.
That's not a great idea. Clever.
It's very clever. It's one of my cleverest, that. I'm telling you.
That's right. Maybe it's for the Muddy Princess because that's chicks only. The Mudder has a bunch of like tough, big, muscly dudes.
No. We don't want a lot of blokes. I mean, I've had it back. I get back. I've had some message me on there after me saying I'm going for a run. Some bloke out in the Philippines saying, "Yeah, I'm sweet."
Yep, I saw that.
Oh,
Dave. You've got some sweeties.
Yes, I know. Yep. Yes.
We should take a break.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
I know, right? We should take a break and come back and keep talking, but we'll go out to Backstreet Boys No Place, and we'll be right back with this fun conversation.
You're listening to Expat Radio, your worldwide friend.
You took your fingerprints off your fingers by snapping your fingers.
Yeah, you know when you click your finger, don't you? It's just lovely when you do. You know when you're trying to, especially when you go when you're cleaning windows, things like that. You look at your fingers after, and your fingerprints are run really deep, aren't they? Sometimes you think, God, that's never known it like that before.
You just don't notice your fingerprints. That's the thing. So we were talking just before we went on this song, and Dave, Jonathan didn't know that you played football.
Right?
Yeah.
Soccer.
Yeah,
I
had no clue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nightmare. More injuries than what's his face, the cyclist Armstrong, I've had. But yeah, how I'm still walking is a miracle. I mean, the thing is, when you fast, if you're a fast runner, what happens in soccer? I don't know what it's in America. In the leagues in the UK, it's a very fast game. In America, I don't know if it's as quick. But when you're running, I've always been a fast runner, you see, so I always manage to get past people. But if somebody missed me by tackling me, they'd always put a second defender on to try to clatter me if I got past the first one. And my ankle joints are ruined because of it, because I used to just, people would come into me. I broke my ankle twice. I've done my ankle ligaments on both ankles. My knee ligaments have been damaged. It's just, and now I only stopped playing 2 years ago, and that was the thing. It wasn't until I moved over to France that I had the best weather, the best pitches, the best stadiums that I played in, and it was ridiculous. I thought, I've got to 40-odd years of age, and I'm playing the best quality football in my life. After playing semi-professional when I was a kid back in because the weather doesn't, it's no good for stadiums in the UK. But when you're abroad and like in the States, the pitches are amazing. The grasses, the different types of grasses. They're all these stadiums now in the UK. They all use these American grasses now on the football pitches.
Nice.
Wow,
you didn't know that,
so,
did you?
Dave? Did you know that I was for us here in the U.S. I was a soccer coach.
Were you?
Yeah, so I coached my daughter's U6 girls under 6 team. Well, it was mixed, so it was boys and girls. And the very last game of the year, I almost got in a fight. And
did you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was. It was a U6 game, and it was our last game of the year, and I was coaching these little kids, and it was absolutely incredible. And we were playing this other team, and my daughter had this breakaway. She was taking it down the left side. She was about to go in for her first goal, and I swear this kid came up and picture perfect slide tackle from behind, and there was no way this kid was 6 years old. He had to have been 27. And he absolutely crushed my daughter from behind. And so I go out there, my daughter's crying, she face plants. Of course she doesn't score. And it was us coaches that were refereeing in this league. And so I went out and I said, hey, that's a slide tackle from behind. That's a red card.
Yeah, you can't do
at
that.
least. You can't do it. Like, he could have seriously hurt her. And the coach looks at me and he goes, I think he just tripped and fell. The assistant coach then comes out and gets in my face and tells me that I need to shut up and back off.
Oh.
And Dave, I'm telling you, in all seriousness, I looked at both of them and I said, you either step back or I'm going to beat both of you here in front of all of your children and their parents.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's what you've got to be careful with, especially with Achilles injuries like that. When people get challenged from behind, you can snap an Achilles so easily. It's ridiculous. It's people don't, because you just at the speed that you go in and somebody just catches you. It doesn't take much for a bad injury to happen, and people don't understand that. And then obviously when you're a kid and it happens, as you go through life, it can affect you quite badly as you get older and older.
Yeah, well, and needless to say, I was asked to never coach again. But it was, so that was, I retired with a non-winning record from U6 American soccer in the AYSO league. So, that's been my experience when it comes to football.
Well, I think Saunders should start a ladies' team now.
You don't even want to know about my soccer experience because
Heartbeat United.
What's that?
Heartbeat United. That's what your team should be.
Heartbeat United. Yeah,
that would be really
fantastic. Name. Oh.
And you guys could play very similarly to the Tough Mudders, and you would have to have clean shirts at the end.
Yes. Oh, you've just hit the nail on the head with that one. You don't have to go into no changing rooms. You can't go in and get changed at halftime and come back out again.
Yeah,
and you can only play on wet. You can only play when it's raining.
Oh my gosh! Yes, that's with white T-shirts. I'm sure that's coming. White T-shirts next. No, when I was in high school, yes, we're going to date myself a long time ago. My friend Julie and I decided that we were going to play for the soccer team, and at this point in time in our lives, like we were typical teenagers, and we wanted to smoke, we wanted to party, we wanted to just not be healthy. And so we thought, let's go out for soccer. This will help us, get our mind straight, get our body straight, whatever, right? We're 16. And we went to one practice and they made us do running. And I was like, wait, what? I have to run in soccer? I guess I didn't even realize that. And we were like stretching, and we were at this high school field, and these kids walked by smoking cigarettes. And you would have thought that Julie and I were hound dogs. We're like, I smell cigarettes. And that was the last time we went to soccer practice. Yeah, we didn't make it very far. So I don't know if you want me.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you want me to be a coach for soccer or have a soccer team. I'm not sure. I had cleats though. That's how cool I was.
Yeah, bought the cleats and the socks and.
Yeah, I got the whole gear. I mean, I was decked out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite sports. We didn't have it growing up, so it wasn't something that we could play growing up. Now here in America, it's becoming way more popular, and it's absolutely incredible. So I don't even remember how I fell in love with soccer, but it's one of my goals in life is to come over to England and watch a football match and. That is something that has to happen in my life. It's on my bucket list.
I'll get you tickets for Old Trafford for Manchester United. How's that?
Dave, that'd be a dream come true.
I'm serious. I'll sort you out. I'll get tickets for you for a match.
I tell you what, I'll set it up and I'll come over because I've never been to the UK. So going to Europe and coming to the UK is something that again those are bucket lists of mine that I'm planning on. Hopefully, if it doesn't happen this year, next year I will definitely be jumping across the pond and coming over. I have to. I believe it's where I'm supposed to go for some reason. And
Old Trafford.
I can't wait.
Old Trafford is Manchester United's ground, so yeah, I'll sort it out that you can get down there. I'll get you tickets for it.
Well,
because my uncle's an ex-player, you see. He still works for the club. He runs the Association of Former United Players, so I'll sort that out for you. And I'll show you some photographs after as well.
You are sweet.
See, people don't even go down that road to calling me sweet. Flipping heck, you scare me to death. It's bad enough having Filipinos approaching me. It's 6:20 in the morning with my tablet ringing. I've got some Filipino woman with her head like a balloon. You know when you draw a face on a balloon and you can't even see any facial bones on it. It's just look like Humpty Dumpty. She's screaming down the tablet at me. I want baby with you. I want baby with you. Scaring me to death at 6:20 in the morning. I had to jump up quick, get on the main computer and block her. I couldn't get this to
Oh my God.
Oh, nearly wet the bed.
I also, Jonathan, have this calling to go to the UK, and Ryan Hartley and I are planning sometime. We don't have any plans for me to come and also go to a football match, and so maybe we should do it all together.
Oh, it could be on the cards. There could be a minibus turning up with you lot all in it outside Old Trafford.
Yes. Oh.
Well, and that's what my wife laughs at me because, obviously, Chris, I've met you through Facebook. Dave, I've been on this show with you and Chris and a few times, and I know Ryan Hartley and Craig McHugh and a few others. And I said, I do more things for over really in the UK than I do in America right now. And that's starting to pick up. I said, but whenever we come over to Europe and to the UK, there's so many. It's not just the sightseeing. There's so many people I have to see and meet.
Right.
That it's like, babe, we might not have enough time. Like we're going to have to be here for a month to go and see and spend time with everybody. It's, and sightsee. So
yes,
I can't wait.
I know. We should do a tour.
Live radio tour.
Awesome. Live, Dave, there you go. Live radio tour.
Yeah, well, it's on the cards because when I've moved, we'll have more bedrooms. And I'll be able to invite you over, and you can come and stay, and then you can have a tour of part of this area of France, and then you're not far from the airport, so you can flirt over to. It's only an hour over to the UK.
I'm in. I'm sold.
Yep, me too. Awesome.
That's incredible.
You've just made our day, Dave. This is going to be awesome. We should take another break. And then come back and chat a little bit more. Let's listen to Erasure, Victim of Love, and we'll be right back.
Bon appetit if you're having your lunch, if you just joined us, wherever you are in the world, if it's morning, afternoon or evening, I don't know what to... There's so many bloody different time zones, 118 countries tuned in at the moment. I don't know where you are.
I like them. That's a great song. It gets you moving.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you dancing on your bed with no shoes and socks on?
No.
Going like a nutter.
My
like you
my
did
bed
when you were a
isn't super
teenager.
bouncy.
Hey?
My bed isn't super bouncy. It's too firm.
Is it? Right, well, we did too much information there. Back up.
It's not that kind of show, Dave.
No, Jonathan, step in, please.
I was about to say that's exactly what I'm doing here in my hotel, which is probably why I got so many complaints last night.
Really? Really?
Jumping on the bed, huh?
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, I've just been doing the trampoline Olympics, and with it, oh my backside. Yeah, who have you got in that room with you? Nothing.
Yeah, just me.
I think he's very religious. Have you got a nun in there? She kept shouting, "Jesus Christ, I'm coming!" We've got to say,
has been the best.
We've got to say a very good afternoon to Laika Gallagate. What a name, bless her. She's in the Philippines. She just tried ringing me. Had to block her. But morning, Laika. See what I mean? I end up with busloads. It's like Harry Krishna's trying to get hold of you and dragging you in. Join us.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it? You know when you all have shaved heads and they all got symbols in their hands, and ding, 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 walking around with a bed sheet over them, and they all want you to join in with them, and you just have a little bit of a hair at the top of your head for a ponytail.
Yeah.
I don't get it, mate. I don't get that.
Yeah,
there was an interesting Netflix documentary about that group of people. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah. So Jonathan has declared that you are the David Hasselhoff of the Philippines.
Am I?
Yeah.
You're
Hoff. Like the David Hasselhoff.
Well,
of the Philippines.
Hasselhoff looks like he's been set fire to and put out with a cricket bat now, doesn't he? He looks that bad. I mean, flipping it. He's not in a good way.
He looks a little rough now. You look like the younger, more hipper version of David Hasselhoff.
Do I? That's all right.
Yes.
That's all right. He looks like he's been attacked by a great white. Now, bless him, out of Baywatch. I don't know what was going on there. All the plastic that's in him now. God, I don't think he'd go too near one of these gas barbecues if he was doing it. Start melting.
Yeah. Oh gosh, he's but with how popular he is especially in Germany, for you, Dave, I mean,
I'm big in Hamburg apparently.
and apparently in the Philippines.
Very much so, yeah. Well, apparently, if you come from Frankfurt, you're called a Frankfurter, right? If you come from Hamburg, you're a hamburger. But apparently, I still don't know if you called a beef burger where it is in Germany you come from. So I'm trying to work that one out.
Yeah, it's a mystery. Oh my God. This show today has been so fun. We have Jonathan Darling here with me. He has Engage the Heart is his program. He's got workshops, he's got coaching, does public speaking, he does all kinds of stuff. So since we had you on in November of last year, and then we also had you on in February for our Valentine's special. What's next for you, Jonathan?
That is a great question. So I'm currently working on a book, and the book is going to be about overcoming doubt. That's something that I struggled with for a long time in my life, and believe that part of what my message is and what my path in life is helping others realize that they have everything that they need down deep inside of them to be able to accomplish and achieve whatever it is that they set out to do. I mean, just like we were talking earlier, I decided I wanted to run an ultramarathon, and I had all of these doubts. I had never ran before. I had all these people telling me that, what am I doing? You shouldn't do that. You need to start slow. Who do you think you are? You're not a runner. You're not this. And there's always going to be people who tell you who you're not, who you can't be, who you shouldn't be. You're gonna think this thing about yourself. But I really believe that we have everything down deep inside of us to be able to achieve anything we set our minds to, and that we don't have to wait for everything to be perfect or the best perfect situation to start going towards our goals and our dreams. And so I'm working on a book right now about learning how to overcome self-doubt and the negative opinions of others, and how to live, lead, and love your best life. I'm speaking a lot more now. I just had my first booking for a keynote talk at a high school down in Georgia, which is a state here in the United States. And so I'm going to be speaking and performing a workshop on how to cultivate self-belief, how to increase empathy, and learn how to be a leader without a title. And yeah, so just trying to speak a lot more and, writing a lot. And that's about it. That's what's on my plate at the moment.
That's awesome. That's a lot. And it's amazing how much has come in the last, just since I've met you, late last year, what has happened for you, because you want it so badly and you put it out there. And I think what you just said is perfect. And I've said this a 1,000 times to my clients. You don't have to be perfect to get what you want. Nobody is perfect. Go and do it. Like, everyone has that ability within them. And, of course, we have those doubts and those things, and we can work through those. So I'm super excited about this book. How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so people can, they can email me at jonathan@jonathandarling.net. They can go to my website, which is jonathandarling.net. They can look me up on Instagram. I'm on there. My Instagram username is @thejonathandarling. And you can find me on Facebook under Engage the Heart. And yeah, reach out to me. I'd love to, talk, help however I can. And you're right, Chris. It's not about being perfect. It's just about doing something. The best way to get something done is to just go out and do it. So that's what I'm hopefully able to help encourage people to do a little bit.
That's awesome. And the one thing that I think, and I'm hoping I can, and that you feel the same way, when you reach out to me or Jonathan or some number of other people that you've heard on the show, please tell us that where you heard us, where you heard about us from, or who connected you, just so we know. Like, I've had so many people connect with me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'd love to know if you heard me on the radio, read something I put in a magazine, or somebody that I know. Sometimes it's like kind of random, like, I don't know how we're connected, and I really dig connection so much, and I know you do too. And most of the time, probably 99% of the time, if you connect with me on one of my social media platforms, I think you're the same way, we're going to reach back out and say, hey, thanks for, connecting. What brought you to, connect with me? And just so we can have that conversation, because
100%.
Yeah.
Because if like social media, we have an opportunity to use social media for what it's meant for, and it's for connection. But if we're just out trying to seek followers and just more friends, that's not really the point. We're way better together, right? There's that old saying, two is better than one. And so if you connect with me or whatever, expect me probably to reach out to you if you don't do it first. But let's truly connect. Let's see how we can help lift each other up and encourage each other, because we all need people to have our backs. And the more people that have our backs that are there to lift us up and encourage us, just the better your life is going to be, and the more energy you're going to have towards going after what you want most.
Yes, absolutely. And the cool thing about this show, Dave records it for us, and it gets up on YouTube, on Expat Radio's YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and Jonathan will get a copy. So it's going to be out there, so you guys can find us, wherever, even after the show. We're all around, and our mission and goal in life is to help others and to serve others and to lift people up. So, Jonathan, I can't thank you enough for coming on with me at such short notice. You're my go-to guy, and I love you. And this is just an amazing journey that we're on, and it's going to get even better and better.
I'm just busy now. I'm just busy. Sorry, mate. I was going to say, go on, you jump in then before I finish. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, I appreciate this so much. I mean, my first time on the radio was on this show, and now being on for the third time, it's incredible. And having Dave be a regular Santa Claus this morning and want to help me when I come to the UK, it's been incredible.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. What I was going to say was, I'm just going to try and organise a man's marathon, right? But this is the but. All the blokes have got to run it in women's high heels. How good would that be?
You set it up, Dave, and I'll be there.
Oh my gosh, that's going to take a lot of practice.
Oh my God, people will never finish. There must be about 2 finishes. We'll get a global marathon going for charity, but the men have got to run it in women's high heel shoes.
Can I do peep toe slingbacks?
Well, whatever you fancy, whatever swings your boat,
I'm impressed.
No, just go for it.
That is.
I know that's what's scaring me to death as well. Have you got this? Have you got this in a 6?
Hey, you never know what happens when I'm on the road. I mean, I might be wearing high heels right now.
Oh my God! Oh, hold on a minute, my voice is going down a couple of octaves now.
I'm wearing boots.
Jesus, it's Cher. Cher with a tash. I didn't know she had that before. You're not waxed your lip, girl. What are you doing?
Oh
my God.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Nothing wrong with that, sadly. Trust me. Anyway, we better go to Seal because we're running out of time.
Yeah, because you guys are blabbing like
God.
hens in the hen house.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to look for inner soles and some odorators for my high heels now.
There you go. Thank you both for making the show amazing. Love you both, and have a great day, everyone.
Speak soon.
See you.
Adios.
See ya.
Bye.